keen-eyed kid embodies Seattle's zeal for 1942 scrap drive. You might call Jerry Calnan a scrappy little sheriff. The 5-year-old leveled an intense glare when photographed in October 1942, sitting on an old water heater and guarding other cast-off metal near his Beacon Hill home in South Seattle. With zeal similar to today's quest to slow the coronavirus, Jerry spent 2 days protecting items amassed by his neighborhood for a massive regional scrap metal drive to support the U.S. military during World War II. Overnight, however, before Army vehicles could arrive to pick up the load, metal rustlers made off with nearly half the heap. He had placed several of his toys, old automobiles and trucks, in the pile, reported the Seattle Times on October 15th. A neighbor boy took some of them, and Jerry, with his sister, Mary Ellen, marched right down and put them back. A photo caption added, "That was when Jerry decided to buckle on his toy pistol and holster." Theft was a challenge addressed by the October 4th to 18th volunteer drive, which matched efforts nationwide. Ads in Seattle's 3 sponsoring dailies, The Times, The Post-Intelligencer, and The Star, urged every boy and girl to appoint yourselves guardians of the scrap metal piles in your block. Stories, editorials, photos, and cartoons displayed boundless fervor. Full-page ads cited scores of items to contribute toward recycling and military equipment building, from vacuum cleaners and garden tools to golf clubs and washing machines. Visiting First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt even cited the Seattle campaign in her national My Day column. The word scrap blanketed headlines, sometimes rhyming with the racist pejorative for the war's overseas enemy. Other headlines declared, "If you want to keep these fighters in the scrap, then you must get busy and get out the scrap." Humor also held sway. Sports columnist Sandy McDonald wrote, "One unhappy baseball fan telephones to point out that in his opinion, there is a lot of old junk on the Rainiers squad that might well be scrapped." The total haul divvied among West Seattle's Bethlehem Steel, Ballard's Northwest Steel Rolling Mills, and other processors was enormous, 67.4 million pounds, or about 133 pounds for every person in King County, said Leo Weisfield, salvage chair for the Civilian War Commission. Beyond any question, this unselfish patriotic effort was the greatest promotion or drive ever held in Seattle, he claimed. The campaign not only made highly significant contributions to the nation's war effort, but it developed a unified spirit among our citizens. Surely the success pleased young Jerry Calnan. He died far too soon of cancer at age 17 in 1954, but today relatives recall an intelligent, adventurous, inventive lad with dark eyes and eyebrows and that glare. In our first then photo, armed with a cap gun, Jerry Calnan, 5, guards a depleted pile of cast-off metal near his Beacon Hill home for a regional wartime scrap metal drive in October 1942. In our second then photo, a billboard for the October 1942 scrap drive anchors an empty parcel that served as a drop-off site for metal between Denny Way and Broad Street, between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. Historian Bob Carney, who scooped up our then photos, says the campaign reflected a time when everyone pulled together for a common purpose. Today, looking east at the billboard site, is Dave Swaintek of nearby J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.